Welcome to the IOHL East Coast Radio Show. I am your host, Sir Mike Knight. Joining me, as always, is Miss Ovechkin, and tonight, Carnivore. Carney, anytime we have somebody on the show, we like to get a little background on their IOHL career. So, tell us a little about yourself.
I joined the IOHL in season 4, where I was just a regular skater on the AHL team, Chicago Wolves. Private NA was my owner, and I fell under my NHL affiliate, which was the St. Louis Blues under Dinkus Maximus. Needless to say, Dinkus didn't call anybody up in the AHL, so there I stayed for the entire season. Moving into season 5, I went to the rookie-sophomore draft and was drafted to the Pittsburgh Penguins and stayed the entire season there, played it out with them, became the AGM after a couple weeks over there in Pittsburgh, and, just really got a feel for what the league was about. And playing with those guys, our team wasn't great, but those guys showed up every single night. So that, okay, I can definitely take part in this league. If you got guys that are losing every single night and still showing up, I want to be a part of it. Moving into the international tournament, before that even, I was asked to come on as staff, as a kind of like probationary staff period. We did the international tournament, where I was also the owner of Team Japan. And now, just a couple weeks ago, I was asked to become the vice president, one of the vice presidents of the IOHL, underneath Sir Mike Knight, and shared with Captain Clutch. So that's my current history and background in the IOHL.
And congratulations on that bronze medal, by the way. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, and
All right.
just to piggyback off that, we added a new staff member as well. Ice Moose is joining the commissioners, and he's already, stepping in, and, he's going to be helping Teen Wolf. As Mike said, he's going to change his name, and he indeed did change it. It's Teen Wolf now. He's going to be helping Teen Wolf with my stats. So,
told you we would give you his name change next week, and here it is next week, and he has changed his name. Silly Barbie. Sacred Red. Fuck Teal. Whatever the fuck his name.
Fuck Bush.
Fuck Bush.
Mr. Red Mushrooms.
Mr. Red Mushroom. Well, him, he's also going to be running the West Coast show, I believe, with Doctore DGI, and I know Ice Moose was on the
podcast.
Yes.
The podcast with him. I'm not sure if he's actually going to do the West Coast show with them. He might. I don't know. Today we're going to go over some of the new rule changes. The three of us have been working late nights trying to get all these rules together. We still haven't finished them all, so Carney's probably going to join us for another episode to go over the rest of the rule changes. But Marge, give us one of the rule changes real quick.
Yeah, well, a lot of people mentioned this in the survey that they wanted to see us kind of maybe look at the wraparound. We talked it over and we decided we're going to keep the wraparound the same, 3 attempts in a game. If you feel like a team has done more than 3 wraparounds in a game, take video as needed and send us the videos, and we'll take it from there. But, everybody still gets 3 wraparound attempts in a game, and that's the auto wrap, from behind the net and the auto animation. It's not really a rule change, but I just wanted to let people know about that.
Right.
Another one is we are going to completely revamp how we're going to handle lagouts and the mercy rule. The mercy rule is still going to be 7 goals anytime in the third period. If you're up by 7 or more goals heading into the third or any point in the third, that's considered the mercy rule. What we're going to ask is that the away team completely back out of the game. Home team or not the home team, but the winning team, the team that is up by 7 or more goals, is going to take stats for both teams. So this will eliminate some of the confusion as far as who's going to take stats, how many pauses we have left, what happens when this, If you're down by 7 or more goals, stop the game, quit out, winning team takes stats, and that should eliminate a lot of the confusion that we had in the past couple seasons with this.
Well, not only that, but the winning team gets the win, counted towards their stats as well. So I mean that always helps. You know, like you said, we don't have to use the pauses. And you don't have to worry about having any pauses left just in case you mercy somebody. Um, Stuff like that, and then you run into the problem where, oh, sure, crap, I only had one pause, I used it, I can't, get all the stats, have to wait until, just quit out, done, that's it. Um,
And we're also going to be doing that for lag outs. If one of your player lags out, if you are the team that had the lagged out player, when the end of the intermission comes, your whole team just backs out. Everybody just back out, and the team that didn't have the lag out player will take stats for both teams. This will just make it easier. You won't have this confusion, and it's just two extra sets of pictures that you have to take, so it's not a big task or anything like that.
right. So, Carney, you want to give us one of the other rule changes we got?
Well, keeping with the lag outs and procedures, it is now implemented that both teams are to follow the rule. If one team does not follow the rule and the other decides to stay and play the entire game out, that game will then be considered played in full, stats recorded, and we will not be going to the rule book to figure out who won the game because it is played in full.
Right. And that'll eliminate some of the confusion, like the Canada-Denmark series that we had.
Right.
And I mean, I like that rule change. What else you got for me, Carney?
Penalties. In the past, this has been in the rule book. This season, we will be enforcing it. If your team has an infraction in the offensive zone or neutral zone, which requires you to give the puck back to the other team, such as board play, diving in the offensive zone, such things that just don't result in needing to call a penalty, but it is against our league rules. Give them the puck back. Every single one of your players comes back to your defensive blue line and start over.
Yeah, and this stems from a lot of times teams would, dump the puck or give the puck back to the other team, but as soon as that puck is in the air, their whole team is skating at the player and they're knocking them off the puck as soon as they get it. That's not considered giving the other team possession. We want to make sure that, the play is reset, everybody acknowledges that, oops, I made a mistake, I accidentally board played myself, or, oh, I dove by accident. This is just showing sportsmanship and acknowledgement that you made a mistake and that you're trying to rectify the situation. So just give the puck to the other team and back off and let play resume.
Yeah, that has been an ongoing problem in the IOHL. I've noticed a lot of it myself. And then it also eliminates the whole, oh, well, guy board plays himself, comes off the boards, somebody hits him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody hits him, grabs the puck, and they go, oh, well, we gave the puck back. No, you didn't. No, we took it from you. You didn't give it back. So that eliminates a lot of that stuff. It makes it a little fairer for everyone.
And it just shows the other team that you've acknowledged that you messed up, and you're not trying to weasel your way around, and it's a good way of showing the other team that you understand that you messed up, and that no other further action needs to be taken, and that you guys can just resume as is.
Keeping with the in-game play, we used to have the rule that if a computer player, for instance, if a computer player scores a goal after a lag out, you know what I'm saying? So that lag out player's computer scored a goal. We had it in the rules that the team that scored the goal was to skate to their boards, have the goalie go behind the net, and score a goal. Nobody ever followed that, and I think it's stupid. It's a stupid rule. We took that out. Now, communication is key. So management, keep in touch with each other when you're in the games here. All right, everybody knows that when a player lags out, that computer cannot score. If that computer does score, make sure you acknowledge in between periods or whatever. Continue playing, but in between periods or whatever, acknowledge to the other, you know, when you back out, acknowledge, hey, I know that goal doesn't count, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Now, if the team who scored that goal tries to make it count, continue playing the game, come to us, right? And I mean, you should be the one taking stats anyway, so shoot a quick video of it, and we'll take care of it. What else we got?
Yeah, penalties. I mean, they're just, going off of that whole when a player lags out, we want to make this completely easy. There's been lots of instances where, oh, the right wing lagged out, so he takes the penalty, or, oh, my defense lagged out, he takes the penalty. I mean, however you want to do it, but we're strongly encouraging teams to win the face-off, the team that lags out, win the face-off, and dump the puck over the boards. It'll be quick and easy. You won't have to worry about slashing a player and possibly getting a double high sticking, or wasting time off a clock because you're trying to hit a player off the face off or whatever. It's just we highly encourage you just dump it over the boards. If you do any other method of taking a penalty and it results in something significantly greater than a 2-minute penalty, you have to honor that penalty and you have to play it out, and whatever you get is what you're going to get. So just dumping it over the board is going to be the easiest way for all teams to honor this lag out, taking a penalty after a lag out.
Right. You got anything from that there, Carney?
Sounds
Why don't
like
you
we
give us
got
another rule then?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these rules, they're rules that you already know, and we're just trying to, tweak them a little bit to make them easier and make sure that everybody knows what to do in a certain situation, and that there isn't this sort of, well, I thought I had to do this. Well, no, everybody should know what to do in certain cases now, and we're hoping that this will eliminate a lot of the confusion, a lot of the problems that we've had in previous seasons.
Right, and a lot of the rules, we didn't necessarily change, but we changed the wording of it, so it makes a little bit more sense. One of the rules that we reworded was the actual mercy rule itself. A lot of people were confused at the way it was written, saying, I thought mercy didn't apply in the third period, blah, blah, blah. We made that completely clear. Mercy only applies in the third period. You cannot mercy a team before the third period. Okay, you can score 12 freaking goals to nothing in the between the first and the second period, but once that third period hits, that's when the mercy starts. We want to make that completely clear as well, because we had a lot of confusion in the last couple seasons about that and how the rule was written. How about some of the outside of the game rules, like
Yeah.
chat?
Yeah, well, this is a rule that's always been there, but we've never really enforced it. We are going to enforce this rule a lot this season. We really want to keep the chat box, that's the in-game chat, when you're setting up game. We want to keep that strictly to management. I understand you have friends on the other team, or you want to see how another team is doing or their players, but there's a lot of times where I'll try to ask if a team is ready, and side conversations are going on in that chat box, and the other team is unable to see the pics that I've put up there for their hosts, or I'm unable to see if they're even ready or not. So please just keep that to management only. Message your buddies through private messages, see how they're doing, but let's just keep the chat box to management only.
Yeah, I mean every rule we have is not a, oh, let's take the fun out of this rule. It's there's reasons for these rules, and if you have a question about why a rule is in place, or even what the rule states, come to us. And if it is written a little confusing, come to one of us, and we'll change the wording on it to make it a little more sensible. So what else we got, Carney? We got anything else?
Just moving forward with what was said on the chat box. It's not just in-game chat. We're talking about WhatsApp. We're talking about sending private messages to players and skaters throughout the league. If you're found in violation, I have no choice but to come after you and hammer you. If you don't do anything wrong, I can't do anything to you. So it's really simple. Keep the chat box clean. Keep your communication with the other players clean. If you want to talk a little trash, do so without talking about their mother, brother, sister, other bodily parts and functions. It has no place in our league. It's not required, and we're trying to make this into a fun league without having to worry about litigation and dealing with the fact that a 12-year-old might hear something that they're not supposed to hear from another player.
If you got some trash to talk, send it to me. Send it my way. I'll put it on the radio show. We'll bring back the shit talking corner. I'm cool with that. You know, send it my way. I'll talk trash for you. You can even do it anonymously. Anyway, so unless we have anything else, we got anything else?
Well, yeah, and just to, sorry, just as to add on to that, you know, if you are fined in violation of a rule and you're waiting for an appeal, or you know you have an infraction coming and you decide to go off on the chat box or you decide to go off on WhatsApp, we just want you to know that anything you say in between the time of when you're getting a punishment and the time you're having your appeal, it's all going to fall against you, and we can use that. So just, I understand you might be angry, but please don't go on the chat box and, you know, air out your grievances and go off, because we can't help you once you do that. And we just want you to know that you've been warned. So
anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Carney, we got anything else?
Just a couple other little things that we've added to the rule book, such as we had rules for management, skaters, owners. We didn't have anything really set in place for staff. This season, we're bringing forward the highest of standards for staff. If you're caught in violation as a staff member, there's no warning. There's no formal this, formal that. You're held to the highest standard, and moving forward, you're going to get hammered much harder than any other player would get hammered for even the simplest of infractions.
Yep.
So please, staff, pay attention to this. Keep it clean, keep it classy.
Yeah, because yeah, owners should know the rules, but staff should really know the rules, right? I mean, we're here to run this league, right? We should be held to a higher standard than everybody else. Absolutely. So yeah.
I would like to also talk about racism in the league. There is a rule in place and has been a rule in place, but it's much more clearly written now. Racism has no part in the IOHL. Not even a little bit. Not even underneath your breath, not even talking with only your friends where nobody else can hear it. If you do it, if you say it, if you type it, you're going to get hammered, and I will come after you as hard as I can. I don't tolerate racism, and I will never tolerate it. You're going to get burned. So just understand this. Racism, one person to another, racism, one person talking about other people, it doesn't matter to me. Keep it out of the league, keep it clean, and it doesn't just necessarily mean a few certain words. If it's deemed to be racist, you're going to get burned.
yeah, and I think a lot of people know exactly what we mean by that. So just, you know, if you don't think that it's appropriate, don't say it. I mean, if you have any doubts about it, don't say it. So we want to respect each other in this league. It's a fun league. We're doing this, you know, for fun, out of the time of our own daily lives, and a lot of people don't like to see that stuff or hear about it or hear about that it was said. So just keep it out.
Yeah, I mean, like Carney said, I mean, you know, we had a rule in place. Now the rule, we did rewrite it because it did actually say, and people were, you know, using this rule and trying to back behind it, but we weren't having any of it. It said directly towards another player. It no longer says directly towards. All right, it is, you say it, you're done. Period. Right. Doesn't have to be towards another person. It doesn't matter. All right, we're done with it. Tired of it. Anyway, moving on. We've got some top 5 plays. Carney, let's do it. Come on, Mark. Come on. Here it is, your top 5 plays of the week. Congratulations to our top 5 plays. Now we have a fun little extra segment for you because this show was kind of boring with just rules and regulations and all that stuff. We'll also give you some not top 5 plays. So here they are, your not so top 5 plays. And that'll do it for this episode of the East Coast Radio Show. Carney, thank you for joining us. Miss Ovechkin, as always, it's a pleasure. Next week, Carney, I believe we're going to have you back to do the rest of the rules. It won't be as long, just a couple little tweaks here and there, and we'll also get into some season 6 stuff, because season 6 is coming up on us real quick. All right, 2 weeks away, and we got some new owners, so we'll talk about that next week. All right. So from us, the IOHL East Coast Radio Show, you guys have a good night. Keep it classy. Kick it, DJ.
Kick it. I'm out.
Add bloopers into this.
Oh, yeah, we've already decided that we're doing bloopers.
What?
I see how that goes.
So weird.
Bad.
Yeah, let me pick it.
Bad, Mike.
Pick your nose. Look, no hands. No hands.
Ta-da!
We go over some of the new rule changes. Carnivore joins us today, and we have ready.
Good times, good times.
You kick it yet?